fantasy sports. I've played in my office bracket. Why do I need a new way? And I'm going to tell you that the old way is stale. It's time to rip up that bracket, toss it in the garbage. Why? Because engagement is super low. You fill out a bracket early on, you pick Kansas to win, they're done in the first round, first weekend, you're done. Bracket busting is a real issue. Second, payout. I fill out my bracket on Thursday before the tournament starts. I don't see my payouts for a whole month. I can't change my strategy in between. It's done. Third, for pros, like I like to consider myself, we never win. My sister literally beats me every single year, and she knows nothing about it. And so this is an issue, and for people like me, we want to address that. And so what we have brought to you, what we're bringing you today, is a new engaging way to play March Madness fantasy sports. And really, think of it as taking it from a lottery and turning it into a stock market. So how we execute on that is we have a live auction up front. So you have to be smart, you have to value your teams, know what you're willing to pay for them, and auction off as you compete with your friends for those teams. Then you get paid in real time. Feedback loop, super short. You watch your team win, you get in your bank account right there. And it escalates, the payout escalates as the tournament goes on. Number three, you buy and sell teams throughout the tournament. So you're engaged throughout the tournament. And again, think stock market. You have to identify high value, low value teams, and you're able to buy and sell within your league with your friends. So really engaging, really exciting. I personally wanted to see this come to fruition for a long time, and now I've got a chance to do it. And so when we look at the market and we think who are these people, who's going to want to play this, one of them is standing in front of you today. That's me, and so you can think of us as people that want to move from a game of chance to a game of skill. And there's a lot of us. And think of us as amateur Moneyball players who don't want to just go to Vegas and roll a dice, but we want to analyze, look at the stats, and really come up with strategies. Daily fantasy sports that are targeting pro leagues are really attacking this market as well, and they've created billion-dollar companies out of it. And as well, so specific to March Madness, 27 million people submitted a bracket. It's huge. Advertising dollars are bigger than the Super Bowl for that period. It's really a big market and an exciting market, and a really engaging sporting event. And that's what we want to get into. And so we're going to flip to a video now, talk about the product, the attributes, but let's see a video that will help describe it. That's our product. And so you saw our product, but what we really want to show you, and judges, look to your left and right, we want to show you the most exciting part about this, and this is the actual live auction. And so let's join one in progress. We're looking at Duke here. We have bids. Looks like Samantha is going to win Duke. She's $11. Sam is trash talking her. And let's see, Josh outbid her, 26. Is Josh going to win? $31. Looks like there might be some more bids. No. Oh, there we go. Oh, and Samantha takes it, 42. So you can see. Go, Samantha. So we'll let them continue on, see who actually gets to take Duke home. But you can see the process of valuing the team up front and competing to actually win that team. And so then when we come back to now, so talk about it, the customers, who we're going after, how do we actually acquire them? And so when you think about it, think about very passionate groups of people and already a community, and now we're bringing that online and allowing them to play this online. So I play this in my basement, Excel sheets, so have all my friends and people that I know, and now we're bringing it online. And so we're going to invest in the first year, $30 acquisition. That will go down after the years. We really want to capture them in that first year, so we're going to invest that. And then what we're going to get back out of it, this is based on current stats, 150 average spend. That's the buy-in that we're expecting each tournament. And that's going to come back year after year. It's a very sticky platform. Fantasy sports are very sticky. And then we take our cut. This is similar to FanDuel. And so, yeah, this is our platform. And
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great presentation, and I like the way you rethink kind of the drafting products. What I didn't understand is, like, in the end, if only one person can own one team, you're still gonna, as you go along the bracket and kind of semifinals, etc. There's only 4 people engaged still, right? I mean,
yes. So what it is on a couple fronts is when you play the brackets, as you guys might have played. Basically, and I play them. If it gets beyond, say, 40 players, 50 players, 60 players, you really are playing with just one team. Because if your team does not win the championship, you're done, right? And so you really have one team in your bracket. With this, our league's going to be 10 users per league, and so you're going to have about 6 or 7, depending on your betting strategy, 6 or 7 teams that you hold. And so by that fourth round Elite 8 through 16, you're going to have more teams in your portfolio that will be winning and losing, and you'll be more engaged along the way. And by the end, that 4 will actually be 4 players that have a chance of making serious money, and you would have already made good money. Whereas in the bracket style, you only win if you win at the very, very end, and that's basically one team that's giving you that win. It's a very engaging way to play. I've played this again in my basement, Excel files. Great way to play.
Awesome. This is a little bit not fair because this is probably the only sport that I watch every year, the only tournament, so I love this tournament. But I feel like I'm going to get fired during March Madness because it goes on for, you know, a month and a half. How am I engaging in this? I mean, these games are going on all the time. How, if I'm real-time bidding and I really want to get into this, like, am I taking a month and a half vacation?
So I can tell you exactly how it goes. And so let's differentiate. So the bidding is just up front. So think about when you fill in your bracket.
Yeah.
That now replace that with the auction. So your strategy for that auction, valuing the teams, happens up front. And so I take the weekend before the tournament to do that. So it gets released on the Sunday. So I take that Sunday, a little bit into Monday, Tuesday, and then by Thursday you're ready to do the auction. And then throughout, you're getting the payouts, which is exciting and engaging in and of itself. And then if you take that extra step to buy and sell teams, then you have to do that in your free time and try not to get fired. But even without that, you're now getting paid out as each game. So really, you can just be sitting at work, get a notification that you just won more money, and that's, you know, takes no time, but it's very, very engaging, right?
So unlike my colleague, this isn't my world. I don't know anything about it. And when I see your video, it's kind of cool. And I think the biggest challenge to solve is how do you wow me? How do you market to people like me? How do you scale your business?
Yeah.
So once you're on, I mean, you have 30 seconds perhaps for novices like me to tell me what this is, what's in it for me, obviously, right?
Yeah. So how I would answer that is actually for you in the pipeline or the year after year, how we're going to acquire customers. You are further along down the funnel. And so to be fair, not to be offensive or anything, but what we really want to do in the first year or two is we have to market ourselves as a premium.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, let's talk about household services in multi-unit residential buildings. I'm a guy who lives in a condo. I have a dog. I have a place that I need cleaned. All these services, you know what I found out? It's a huge hassle right now to get a person in there for a short amount of time every couple weeks. Man, oh man, it's a hassle. So, the problem. Currently, right now, there's a bunch of people who live in my building, over 160 units. And they all get cleaners coming at different times on different days. It's a really inefficient system right now. So it's scattered, inefficient. It doesn't really work that well. What's the solution? HouseHive is the solution. HouseHive bundles up you and your neighbors' common household services and then groups them together to provide that service request to vendors and service providers. It's a more efficient, organized way of getting someone into your building to do work for you and a bunch of your neighbors.
So just, I'm your online concierge. This is a walkthrough. Okay, so you would go to the first homepage. You type in your address here. It would give you the opportunity to see other hives that have started in that community or in that geographic location. And after you type your address in, you actually see an availability of services in your building. And hey, would you look at that? There's already 2 people signed up for this particular service, and they're already getting a discount. So the next page, this is for home cleaning. 5 people have signed up for home cleaning. That's resulted in 20% discount as a result of that package of requests to the service provider. And after signing up for this, you'll also take advantage of that reduction in, or that discount on the fee. You type in what time of the day you prefer for that particular hive, and next slide. You get a confirmation which leads you to the transaction which would occur on the website. We did some market validations, some research. We went to the ARC building, which is in the east side. We interviewed 36 residents. It was open because of the cultural call, so we kind of awkwardly walked in right into their homes. 33% of them use home purchasing, like home services. 75% have found those services online. 60% have used Groupon-style discounts before, so the model's not new to them. And of the people using home services, 80% said they'd be interested in switching because of the discounting model. What's really exciting is 4 of the residents we interviewed said they'd sign up immediately. And we talked to 2 service providers. We shared with them our metrics of the model, and they said, absolutely, we'd agree to those discounts if you give us the name of those clients. So it's a proven model. This would result in about 15% discount on all those service offerings, which would be $11 to $25 savings per month for each of the residents.
So, the market. There's a big market out there for all these types of services. Let's just take, for example, home cleaning services, which we use as an example. It's a really big market, so let's squeeze right down a Vancouver condo market. Right now, people spend a lot of money in Vancouver to get their condo cleaned. On average, about $2,300 a month, a year annual. So, even a 10% discount, that's a lot, a couple $100, that's a lot of money. How do we make money? It's free to go on and try and start your hive to get your neighbors engaged and involved. Once a job is bundled, we generate a small service fee off the top of the total job. We don't get paid until the work is done and they pay us. So, how are we going to get in these buildings? Word of mouth is really, really vital, and in building. Neighbors want to be connected. Usually people know a couple people in their building, so maximizing those networks is really, really helpful. And the other common platforms. Competition. In our hyper niche market, we couldn't find exactly anybody grouping home services for high density residential households. So we think there's a really big opportunity there. Our competitive advantage is a little bit unique because we're location-based, we connect neighbors, and we group the people first and then put it out to the service provider. It's a bit of a unique approach on group bundling deals. This is our team, great team, excellent, terrific. Who's got questions and who's ready to HouseHive?
Awesome, thank you guys. I'll open this up to the judges, Ryan.
I really like that, guys. It's very cool. One of the things that I like the most about it is the customer acquisition model is pretty viral. So you see a neighbor, they're on it, and then they're going to go knock on doors, hopefully, and get a few more people on board. So I love that part. Wanted to ask you a little bit about the collections. So who is collecting the dollars here? Are you collecting it? Is the service provider, et cetera? How's that work?
Yeah, we would collect the money. We would have a payment system online that collects the money, and then we would pay the vendor or service provider.
A couple questions. So it sounds like the main thing that differentiates you all from like HomeJoy, Exec, Zarly, all these folks is bundling. It's the fact that you get them all together at the same time. Did you talk to anyone? Was there any concern about getting like people wanting it on demand versus like having to wait until there was a critical mass of people in a building or an area wanting something clean?
Absolutely, and we had, deeper in our model is an option to get it right away. I don't think our model is generally geared towards people who need it instantly. It's people who want to seek out the best deals and maybe connect with their neighbors. But in our model, there is a get it now, which then connects them right to the service provider.
Gotcha. Any concern about people using your service once and then going direct to the provider?
Yeah, we think the bundling is where you get your efficiencies and your discounts. So without all the people doing it together, it doesn't really work that well, I think.
Okay, I love the idea. I'm sold. I really think it has legs. In terms of sort of pre-screening and preferred providers, do you have any issues? Let's say someone in the building says, well, we actually want to go with a different company. And how do you resolve all that?
Yeah, we would have a preferred list of providers, and that's a good question. Right now, we would likely go with the most reliable,
Says it's reliable in your books, right?
trusted brands in Vancouver, or local service providers.
If I'm in a building and I have someone that I prefer, can I recommend, or is there
There is a
mechanism?
recommend, yeah, but
Okay.
we would have pretty strict criteria with, once you're involving other types of cleaning services, you want to make sure there's insurance and liability coverage.
Right.
So there would be preferred, and we would always welcome suggestions because we want to keep it local.
Feedback.
And
We're
feedback.
open to feedback from the clients as well.
Yeah, I love this idea too. Have you thought about talking to any stratas? Like the other day, I saw that the hallway carpet was like had carpet cleaning, and I have only carpet on these 3 stairs in my house, and they must be like the dirtiest stairs in Vancouver because I have no way of finding somebody to clean them. And I was like, oh my god, they just cleaned right outside my door. They could have just come in to do it. Like if it was part of the strata, it feels like you'd get more efficiencies.
I think we'd have a lot to prove to get into the building first. From my experience, dealing with stratas is a nightmare,
Yeah.
and if that's commercial.
Her cousin actually has food allergies and it can be hard to manage. But he's not the only one. In fact, 1 in 13 Canadians have a food allergy. And it's not only an annoyance, it's lethal. So our solution is for cutlery that can detect toxins, allergens, and nutrients, such as calories, sugars, and proteins. We can do this through near-infrared spectroscopy, where we have our mini spectrometer built into the cutlery, and it emits an infrared light that can detect the molecular breakdown of the food. Because every food molecule has its own unique vibration that produces an optical signature, and in the end, we will look through the signature, determine what food it is, and whether or not it is an allergen. Spectrometers already exist, and they have various purposes, but we are the sole company that produces cutlery that directly detects for toxins and allergens, and not through an external device or some sort of handheld thing, because that's quite impractical if you're trying to eat. And our product is detachable, because that way it is easier to clean. We have demonstration over there.
So the topic is detachable, and here would be where the spectrometer fits. And it would go like that. We can always change the tip to a spoon, to a fork, or to a chopstick.
So similar technologies apply for detecting nutrients and toxins. So that's our next step, because in North America, the market is mainly for detecting allergens and nutrients, but actually in China, there is a major problem with toxins being found in food. In 2013, the food safety testing industry was worth $917 million Canadian, and the World Health Organization says that 2 million people die every year from unsafe food. So I went out and talked to our community to see their reactions on our product, and it went really well. So we're going to release Smart Cutlery, the first edition, and then we're going to obtain clinical certification for this product. With the clinical certification, we can sell our product at a higher price point, so we can lower the price of our original product and increase the price of this new clinically certified Smart Cutlery Pro. With a lower base model product, we are able to reach a wider market and range of customers because it's more affordable that way. Every 3 minutes in the US, an adult or child is sent to the emergency room for a food-related allergy. And those who are really at risk carry EpiPens at all times, but EpiPens cost $118 each, and they also expire frequently, so people have to buy them quite often, and they also have to carry usually more than one, so the price is quite high. And we know that there is a market for this product. Anyone who carries an EpiPen could benefit from our product, because our product prevents the allergic reactions before they happen, and it allows for a peace of mind for the customers. And in the long run, they save money. Humans are becoming more and more allergic every year, and doctors don't know why. But according to the Center of Disease Control, 50% allergic rate increase between 1997 and 2011. And the economic cost of a child with allergies is $25 billion in the US from lost productivity and like emergency room and like doctor trips to doctor. So when we bring this product to the market, we will see that it is a solution. In fact, a major listed foreign trade company, the biggest in the province, has actually agreed to distribute our product in China after it is produced. Thank you everyone for this excellent weekend. We definitely learned a lot. Everyone's very welcoming, especially because we're in grade 11, but we see this as like a great area to move into for the future, and we learned a lot. So thank you.
Amazing product. Love it. Explain us a little bit kind of what ingredients it exactly detects, and kind of what does the texture of the food need to be? Kind of, can it detect also in baked goods, or only kind of in fresh meals, or?
Yeah, that's not really, it can detect all sorts of, it's not like hot or cold, it's the same thing because it's the food molecule itself that emits the like optical signature.
And what ingredients or kind of what allergens does it detect?
It can do like proteins, allergens, like it's an allergen because of the proteins that are inside, but it's definitely dependent on like the bioinformatic database, so depending on how you program it, you can have it detect a lot of various ranges of things.
But for example, nut allergy is kind of pretty prevalent. So what kind of different kind of nuts, or would it just say like it has nuts in there with a high probability?
Because out of all the allergies, the thing it's on the molecular level that we're going to detect. Therefore, if it's nuts, we can detect nuts, such as the common allergies are nuts, eggs, milk, wheat, and such, and go on. So we can detect all of them because it's on the molecular level. So that's why we can achieve nutrition, allergens, and also toxins at the same time.
Thank you. Awesome. That was an awesome presentation. Very well done. What's your price point? What do you think you're selling this for? And what's going to cost, you think, to make it? If you think about what you're selling it for and how much it costs to make it.
So the spectrometer itself are a pretty high price point, around $200. But by using like technologies used for like camera lenses and smaller items, we can reduce that spectrometer and make it cheaper. So that's why it's a business model. So in the long run, we can decrease the price.
Okay, but it'll be about a $200 product-ish?
Around that range, yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations. I think with some tweaks there, this is gold. This is good. Really well done.
Are there any regulatory concerns around this? Like, you know, depending on the claims you make, governments may or may might have to go through certain process to get to the market. I'm unsure.
We can sell this mainly as a lifestyle product, and we can have disclaimers that it's not endorsed, so we're not actually legally liable for the results or what can occur. But we do think that for credibility, in the long term, we aim to receive like certification and approval from legal entities.
So I have a foundation called TNBT. It's the next big thing. That's for young entrepreneurs. I'd love you guys to apply to that. It's fantastic. You're really cool
no
stuff.
recruiting.
Second thing, I'm curious. Can this? I think you mentioned. Can this be used for calorie detection? So I don't know if you've looked into it yet, but I'm curious on the size of the market for diet industry. I use my fitness tracker to track calories sometimes, and it's a pain to do. So if you can make that easier, I think you'd have a big market there also. Thank you.